Hi, honey. What's that?
My rope?
What's behind it?
Me?
Show me. All right, so check day. No. Okay, so hey, off season day 23. Wanted to do like a little quick update, and it's going to be the 4th of July, so happy Independence Day. Now, one thing I wanted to go and just kind of give like a little bit about me or something that I enjoy, which is reading, and I wanted to give you guys the top 5. So here's my top 5. Well, some of my top 5. Here's the top 5 I'm going to give you right now. But the top 5 that I would be reading right now, which some might surprise you. So here it goes. Foxes by the Hundred by Carmen. O'Gorman, High Rollin' Foxes. O'Gorman, Hoofbeats of a Woofer. Don Powell, his mink trapping book. And Nick Wyszynski. I'd have to say his bait and lure making books. So might be kind of a group there, but they're a pretty easy read, and some of them are just like the ingredients and what they, definition books. So those are some of my top 5. I'll give some more out later on, but right now those are the top 5 that I'd be looking at if you're wanting to kind of get into canine trapping, managing your line, kind of getting just a little bit of an edge or a little bit above where you think you might want to be. So that's just some of my top 5. Hey, what's up? Check day 22, I think. And if you can't see behind me, it's a torrential downpour. I mean, a gosh darn golly washer out here. So, got me thinking, how could I manage my time and what could I do? So I can do a lot of stuff in the shop right now. So when it's real dreary out, wet, shitty ass weather, whatever it could be, if you can get your ass in the shop and do something that's going to be productive and efficient for your future and upcoming line, that's where you want to be. Now, what I'm going to do, all this rain's going to knock the flies down huge. So it's going to be easy pickings for me to run out to the shop, start working on my stuff, my bait, my lure, any ingredients I need to get out and mix, any other glands or products I need to get out and mix. Everything's going to be pretty smooth sailing when it comes to insect-wise. I don't deal with hardly any insects when it starts raining like it does. So when you start thinking about being just efficient in the off season, you start to roll that over into being efficient and line management in season. So you want to think of the things that you can do that are going to decrease your time and increase your efficiency, which will ultimately give you an abundance of success or whatever you're trying to catch, whatever animal you're after. Now, doing some of the just the small things in the off season, whether it's getting your dirt ready, whether it's getting your grass ready, getting your permissions lined up, getting your permission slip signed, knowing where the drainages are, knowing where the waterways are or the draws are, where the dead piles are, knowing all that stuff is going to be super efficient. Being intimate, really, getting intimate with your property is something that is going to be a game changer. And you can say, oh, I go to this property and it hasn't really produced. Well, did they used to have an old fence row that ran through that was tilled out or bulldozed out, and now it's just all crop, but there's like a slight hill that cuts through the middle with like a little, some people could call them like a hog back or something, like a small little ridge that winds over, that's pretty long. That's a good area to pick up canine, and just a lot of people don't realize that. And one thing, if you're trying to go from a standpoint of being more efficient on the canine line, you could look into setting away from the field edges. So if you got like a tree line and a field and they're, running parallel to each other, set out in the field a decent little ways. I'm talking like 15, 25 feet. And you'll see some of the areas that pertain to this, like where they pulled the gravity wagon through, or they pulled the hay wagon through, and you got nice beaten down paths. You'll see where some of this stuff is. Now, when it comes to like being in a bean field or a cornfield, and you see where a gravity wagon came through, it's going to be a pretty significant stretch of piece. Well, you just want to find the best spot that is suitable for you and suitable for your dynamics. Set that piece. Don't go up to the wood line and set right, wood line here, and you're setting your trap here. I'm wanting you to set your trap all the way out here. And I'm not just saying on any type of field stretch that's buttoned up next to a wood line. I'm talking like where a good spot, a good location is, whether it's a ditch running into a fence line or a windbreak, a big huge ass rock pile that's on the edge of a field. Set these areas, look for those areas, and become more efficient in the things that you're trying to accomplish. So I want to dive a little bit more into the efficiency thing, or into the line management. It was definitely a topic that I was wanting to hit on and discuss. So I kind of want to be a little bit more in order and go about it that way, and then maybe give like a second part to this, or a second and a third part to this, and just go over my opinion and what I do to help myself become more efficient, not only on the trap line or in the off season, but also during the trap line, and coming into the end of season. So I'll keep that in mind, and when I go through, I will try and do like a stepwise fashion of what I do, just so that everyone can, and I can be transparent with everybody, and everyone is kind of on the same page. So if you want to see anything, or if you want to talk about anything, drop me a comment below. Just let me know, and I'll definitely make sure that I read through them and write them down, go through them, and I look forward to it, honestly. So I'll see you, man.